I didn't maximize college in retrospect because I was so ready to be done. And I think a lot of that came from not having a great plan early of what I wanted my college experience to look like. Having a plan would have been great. I talk all the time to my buddies that work for us, or just some of my friends that are still there, and encourage them no matter what year it is, go actually become a member of a church. That was something I didn't do. I showed up, but I was never a member until this year. Like, I went to church because I liked the message. I was a consumer, and that was why I was there. And so I didn't even know that 90% of church is just being a part of the body and service and community. And that was something that I just didn't understand in college. I thought, I'm here for such a short amount of time. There's no point of committing. What am I even going to have time to invest in this church? I'm out of town every other weekend. And so that would have been something that would have been important to have part of my plan, because then I would have prioritized that first. And that could have been a
Led
rock,
to
a
other things.
rock that I
Yeah.
could have built other things off
Yeah.
of.
So you'd categorize that season of your life as complacent, or what word would you give it?
No, I've analyzed with a mentor. I've analyzed that season of life for me, and it was a lot of running away and running right back to Jesus. And it was a struggle of obedience. That was like kind of the thing that I was wrestling over all the time. Was I'd obey for a little bit, and then I'd disobey, and then I'd obey, and then I'd disobey, and that was kind of my process in college.
Let's talk about transitioning into adulthood, because you really have become, in my mind and Dad's mind, in the last few months, you have become a totally different person. You are the opposite of complacent. You are the opposite of apathetic. We are inspired by you with the ways you are being intentional and with your community and showing up and serving. Talk about just how did that come about? Like, what changed in you as you stepped into real life?
Well, for me, what changed was a plan. It was exactly what I said about college. I wanted a different result, and so I built a different plan. And so that plan was to be obedient. No matter how I was feeling, I was going to be obedient and say yes when God put stuff in front of me. Whether that was in prayer, whether that was opportunities, whether that was the church, whatever it was, I decided I was going to be yes for God. And let him kind of open the doors for me, instead of me going out and trying to make friends post grad and trying to build this life and trying to make all this money. My priority was just to be yes for God. And that led to saying yes to a church event where I met a guy. I started my community group, where I week later went through membership, and then now I'm serving in a ministry in that church, and actually probably have some margin to serve for another ministry as well. Um, and it's changed everything for me, because I just didn't view church the right way. And I don't think many college kids view church the right way. I don't think many kids in high school view church the right way. Because all it is through those formative years is a learning place, right? It's Sunday school to now I'm getting a message on stage. And so, you know, the changing my view of the church has changed so much about how I have lived my life. And I could not implore college kids more to make that the foundation that their college plan is based on. Is one, who is my community that I'm about to be in college with? Even if you don't know people, what kind of folks are going to this school? And then two is, how do I find those people? When I was at SMU, I had a really hard time making friends because I didn't know the places to look to find other believers. And so having a plan for how am I going to have community, what church am I going to go to, um, is the best starting place for what does my daily life look like in college, after college,